Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with the paper Shakespeare Studies, and our topic for today is Shakespearean sonnets, structure, dedication, key figures, and themes. Sonnets actually originated in a 13th century Sicily in Italy. Sonnet is a word coming from Italian sonetto, which means small song or little song. Sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. A sonnet has two parts, problem and a resolution. Resolution can be called a volta or thematic turn or question and answer. Sonnet, two types. Italian sonnet originated in Italy by Giacomo da Lentini. Italian sonnet has 8 lines octave and 6 lines sestet. Then Francisco Petrarch used it in a 14th century Italy. And the rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet is ABBA, ABBA, CDE, CDE. Then sonnet came to England. English or Shakespearean sonnet, also called the Elizabethan sonnets. Shakespearean sonnet has 3 quatrains, that is 4-line stanzas, and 1 couplet. The English or Shakespearean sonnets rhyme scheme is ABAB, CD, EF, GG. Sonnet was introduced into English by Surrey and Wyatt. Shakespeare sonnets, published in 1609, were the last of Shakespeare's non-dramatic works to be printed. 154 sonnets were published altogether in a quarto in 1609. His 154 sonnets are followed by the long poem titled A Lover's Complaint. Shakespeare wrote sonnets on a variety of themes. The sonnet cover such themes as the passage of time, love, infidelity, jealousy, beauty, and mortality. When analyzed as characters, the subjects of these sonnets are usually referred to as the fair youth, the rival poet, and the dark lady. The first 126 sonnets are addressed to a young man. The last 28 are either addressed to or referred to a dark woman. The speaker of Shakespeare's sonnets might be Shakespeare himself. Shakespeare's dedication is to the poet Philip Sidney's nephew and heir, William Hubbard, the Earl of Pembroke, who is mentioned as Mr. W.H. in the dedication page. Mr. W.H. can also mean Henry Wriothesley, the Earl of Southampton. The first 17 poems, traditionally called the Procreation Sonnets. The Procreation Sonnets are those of Shakespeare's sonnets wherein he argues that the fair youth should marry and produce children. Other sonnets after the first 17 express the speaker's love for the young man, brood upon her loneliness, death, and the transience of life, seem to criticize the young man for preferring a rival poet. The final 2 sonnets, 153 and 154, are to the Greek love god Cupid. Shakespeare's sonnets are published by the publisher Thomas Thorpe, written as T.T. The sonnets are composed in iambic pentameter, the meter used in Shakespeare's plays. An iambic pentameter, an unstressed syllable is followed by a stressed syllable. Scholars find these sonnets to be autobiographical. Homosexual feelings. The fair youth is addressed in the greatest sequence of the sonnets, that is, from sonnet 1 to 126. The young man is handsome, self-centered, universally admired, and much sought after. The sequence begins with the poet urging the young man to marry and father children. that is the procreation sonnets from sonnet number 1 to 17. It continues with the friendship, developing with the poet's loving admiration, which at times is homoerotic in nature. Then comes a set of betrayals by the young man as he is seduced by the dark lady. Emilia Lania can be the inspiration for the dark lady. The dark lady appears in the later sonnets, that is sonnet 127 to 154. Now the structure of Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespearean sonnets follow a specific structure: 14 lines written in iambic pentameter, 3 quatrains, that is 4 line stanzas, plus a final rhyming couplet, that is 2 lines. So 4 into 3, 12 plus 2, 14. The rhyme scheme A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. The final couplet provides a twist, conclusion, or resolution. For example, sonnet 18, shall I compare thee to a summer's day, uses quatrains to develop the metaphor of beauty versus time. The final couplet claims poetry grants eternal life, that is, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. The rival poet, sonnet 78 and 86. From 78 to 86, a literary competitor who threatens the poet's place in his patron's favor. Described as talented and praised by many, but his poetic skill is seen as artificial compared to Shakespeare's true inspiration. Possible identities of the rival poet can be Christopher Marlowe, a leading playwright and a poet of the time, or it can be George Chapman, a poet known for his classical translations, or it can also be Edmund Spenser, a renowned Elizabethan poet. Now let's talk about the stock themes of Shakespearean sonnets. Love and beauty. The beloved's beauty is immortalized in poetry as seen in sonnet number 18. Time and immortality. The ravages of time versus poetry's power to preserve youth as is seen in sonnet number 60. Poetic immortality. Poetry as a means of defying death as is seen in sonnet number 55. Jealousy and betrayal. Love's complications, unfaithfulness as seen in sonnet number 147. Self-reflection and doubt, that is the poet's insecurity and admiration as is seen in sonnet number 29. Homoeroticism and a platonic love, a strong affection for the fair youth as is seen in sonnet number 20.